I'm Sheilaa Hite, astrologer, tarot master, medium, spellcaster, and all-around magical being. And I'm here today to talk to you about February. It's finally here. This is the first, and this is a month of subtleties, a month of paying attention to details, a month of approaching our lives from a more gentle perspective. Last month was intense. We had to do a lot of intense, heavy lifting. And this month, yes, there's lifting involved, but it doesn't have to be heavy. And the details are important, but again, not attacking the details, noticing what the details are, noticing how you need to deal with the details, and then dealing with them. We start the month of February off with one of my favorite holidays. February 1st is National Dark Chocolate Day. So, one of the best things you can do is celebrate by going out and getting yourself some chocolate. And yes, it is National Dark Chocolate Day, but I think that chocolate is pretty much an egalitarian substance and doesn't care what kind of chocolate you decide to indulge in. So, go and enjoy. So now we'll shift on to the next day, which is tomorrow. Now the dates that I mentioned are exact, but that doesn't mean that the influence is only on that day. Always count on a day or two before and a day or two afterwards for some effect to take place. So we have tomorrow, February 2nd, pay attention to what's going on within you. Pay attention to how you deal with, how you respond to, or react to a person or a situation. Because by paying attention, you'll have an opportunity to shift your perspective, to shift instead of being pushed or jolted. You'll be able to shift, and a transformation will occur. This is a day and a time of transformation. It can be easy and smooth, subtle, or it can be difficult with sharp corners. And if you don't want difficult with sharp corners, while you're munching on your chocolate, just shift. Notice what's going on and shift into that place. The next day is around February 5th, and that's a day when Mercury, the planet of thought, of intellect, and Uranus, the planet of genius, insight, and sometimes weirdness, they're in a positive aspect and they're in an opportunity aspect. So this is a great time to notice the details, a great time to notice what's really going on and to listen for insights. Not only listen for them, expect them to be there because they will be. These details and these insights will tell you how to smooth things in your life, how to move yourself forward. And the biggest, I think the biggest voice you need to be listening to is your inner voice. Because your inner voice is not always your friend. And this month, notice how it started with chocolate. This month is about your friend. Be your own friend. The next day that we really need to pay attention is it's February 10th, so a couple of days before, a couple of days after, and that is a wonderful time for self-care. So when I say self-care, I mean get a massage, go to the spa, buy those shoes you were thinking about, sleep late, do something nice for yourself. Self-care is really important because you're the person who gets you up every morning and gets you out there. Take care of yourself. And then we have on February 16th, around 7 o'clock Eastern Time, we have Mercury, our old friend Mercury, communication, going retrograde. Well, this happens 3 times a year for about 3.5 weeks each time. And it's an interesting thing to have happen. This is not a time to sign papers. This is not a time to buy expensive items like cars or houses. This is not a time to get out and make that big speech. That is to say, this is not a time to give someone or something a piece of your mind. There will be, there will likely be regrets if you do. Because Mercury is about redo, retread, retreat, rethink. Mercury is about retrograde. And so when you have Mercury retrograde, you're in a period. And you don't want to have to redo, rethink, retread. You really want things to go smoothly the first time. This is a time of introspection. This whole month is a time of introspection and listening to your inner voice, finding out what your beliefs are, and finding out how to make the best use of them. As I said before, it's not like January, which was, a slam a day, it seemed. It's more subtle. It's just as important, though. Then on February 20th, we have an aspect, Neptune, the planet of spirituality, of imagination, is in a positive aspect or a beneficial aspect to Jupiter, luck, expansion, and blessings. Really, fairy tales can come true. They can indeed, because luck is on your side. Now, luck alone is not going to do the trick. If fairy tales can come true and luck is on your side, the universe is asking, what actions are you making? What actions are you taking to help these fairy tales? What actions are you taking to use the luck that has shown up for you? This is a great time, if you're on your path correctly, to have people come in from all kinds of places. Strangers who give you a gift or do you a favor. You may never have seen them before. You may never see them again. But this is a time when even your dreams can be your friends, because your dreams can give you information and details that you've overlooked or you weren't able to find somewhere else. It's an excellent time to be tuned in, to ground yourself, to be tuned in, and to listen for instructions from that higher power. Because as you listen for those instructions, more and more goodness comes to you. And again, a month that starts out celebrating chocolate, how bad can it be? So then we move to February 21st. And there we've got, this is an interesting time because it's really about taking action towards your soul wound healing. And everybody was born with a soul wound. We don't have to be stuck with it, but we have to deal with it. Because as we heal our own soul wound, we actually heal a place in the world that reflects that soul wound. So by healing yourself, you do heal the world. This is a great time to deal with anger issues, with people and things that make you angry. This is a great time to deal with healing. And when I say deal with anger issues, I don't mean confront the issue. I mean, look and see what pulls that trigger, what pushes that button, and see what it's connected to. Because 99 and 9/10% of the time, when the anger comes up, it's not about the thing that's right in front of you. It's about something that if you trace it back and trace it back and trace it back, you're back in high school when something happened, or you're 5 years old and something happened, or somebody's mother said something. So trace it back and diffuse it. By becoming consciously aware of it, you do diffuse it. Then keep in mind that you're not connected to that old system anymore. So the next time we move forward, the next occurrence will be February 23rd. This is a great time. This is also very lucky. However, it requires more conscious energy and effort on your part. This is a time when you must be aware that diplomacy above all, that's really what's happening here. I know certain things you'd like to say, but if you can't find a diplomatic way of saying it, let's save it. This is not the time, because things can blow up all out of proportion and there's really no need for it. I ask this question at a time like this: do you want to be right or do you want to win? And I want to win. The ego wants to be right. Now, I'm not saying that you need to sell yourself out. I'm saying that certain things that come up at this time, they really don't need you to go fully into it. They don't need you to go in and completely attack and dismantle it. They need you to be aware of what's happening. As you're aware of what's happening, that's where your healing, your balance comes in. This is not a time to go out and heal the whole world. This is a time to heal that part of the world that delivers a phenomenal message every day. You. And your message every day needs to be balance and equilibrium. We move on to February 24th. Now then, we've got the sun in Pisces. So a lot of intuition, a lot of inner being, in an opportunity aspect with the planet Mars. Mars is how we get things done. So opportunity and action. That's what this is about. So opportunities for success, opportunities to achieve your goals, opportunities to involve people in high places in your success. Whatever your quest is, people want to help you. They may not know it. You have to let them know in subtle and obvious ways that they can help, and then they will help. So take advantage of this great opportunity that's presenting itself to you and work it. The next thing we're going to look at is on the 25th. This is a time when you can literally walk work through old karma. You can walk through something. You can, in movies, especially in the early days of the 20th century when movies were first happening, you would have characters walk through a piece of paper, and a huge piece of paper into a new scene. And that's really the opportunity that's here for you. That karma is about that strong. I mean, it's paper thin. What action are you going to take? Take conscious action and walk through it. This is a time of opportunity, and sometimes that walking through those old karmic habit patterns might seem difficult, but this is a time when the veil or the paper is thin, and you can walk through it and leave behind the old crusty way your life used to be, and the old crusty way energy would respond to you because of your karma. Also on that day, you have the sun, the life force, and Mercury. Mercury is intellect. You have the sun, the life force, Mercury, intellect, and they're together. This is a great thing. When the sun and Mercury are together, when your life force and the way you think are together, nothing can stop you. You do have to be careful about flexibility, though. You need to remember to be flexible, because when the sun and Mercury are together, conjunct, we often think that we are the thing we thought of. And sometimes we need to loosen our hold on that belief and let both of these, the sun and Mercury, operate separately and come together and operate separately. That way we get a lot of flexibility. We get a lot of important help from the universe and people in the universe. Things will happen, and you will get great insights, because remember, it's in Pisces, intuition. So next we listen to what I'm hearing here on the 26th through the 28th is not only let intuition guide your actions, but listen, ask your spirit guides, ask them. You don't have to know their names. You just have to say, I need help. Maybe you call your spirit guides guardian angels. Maybe you call your spirit guides departed loved ones. But ask them for help, because they're in a great position to give you that help. And it's today, as I said before earlier, the veil is thin. There's something about this day around the 26th to the 28th where information from on high just comes in unbidden. If you're paying attention, you get to take advantage of something that doesn't happen often. And the next and last thing we're looking at is we are looking at the days of the 28th, well, the 28th and the 29th. By the way, this is leap year. Happy leap year. The 28th and 29th of February, this is a time of relationships, dealing with women, dealing with the emotional, dealing with balance, and putting yourself first. Because relationships, your relationship not only with others outside yourself, but your relationship with yourself. Women, that's a metaphor for, yes, actual physical women. It's also a metaphor for the internal being, for the spiritual creative you. So let's take a look at our relationship with ourselves on the spiritual creative levels and see where we are giving proper respect to, where we are allowing the power of that feminine to show up for ourselves, and where we're not making excuses for it, where we're not trying to tone it down, where we're allowing the full beauty and power of our feminine, of our womanhood to shine. And this is a great time also, the 28th and 29th, for removing, releasing. Now, when I say removing, it not only means going and taking something off, it means releasing old karmic patterns. How do you do that? You do that by paying attention to your reactions. Your responses indicate that you have gone, about something. That's giving yourself a chance to see what's really happening and to respond to it. But when you react, you are caught up in something. Old buttons being pushed, old dares you're showing up for, dares that you didn't need to take in the first place, but you're kind of showing up for them now. Let go of what does not serve you. This is about loving yourself. This month, especially, fall in love with yourself. Allow that love to keep moving you forward and give yourself the chance and the opportunity to grow, to move beyond old karma, to enjoy the nicer things in life, to take care of yourself, to practice conscious self-care. So chocolate, massages, that lovely bauble that you liked, let's demonstrate on some level that you are for you. And that's what this month is about. Happy February. Happy National Chocolate Day, National Dark Chocolate Day, and of course, happy Valentine's Day. Lots of joy to you. Bye.